Liberia is recognized as one of the world's biodiversity hotspots. The country hosts the highest remaining portion, more than 40% of the Upper Guinean forest, which is rich in plants, animals, and other creatures that are unique to Liberia. Scientific studies in Liberia's forests continue to unveil species new to science. The National Forest Inventory of 2018 and 2019 estimates that Liberia has 6.6 million hectares of forests, covering about 69% of the total land area. His Excellency Dr. George Manawia, President of the Republic of Liberia, spoke at the COP26 where he called on the world to pay attention to Liberia's forest.
Countries like Liberia, who maintain and protect the largest remaining tracts of forest reserves, receive the lowest benefit for these ecosystem services. There needs to be a fundamental shift in the way we tackle this mismatch in climate investment today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in 2018, the government of Liberia ratified the Paris Agreement, which is signed into law to save our planet and because we believe in the change for hope. I thank you.
Over the years, the forest has become the major source of livelihood for the communities.
The Gola forest is important to us because there are so many things in the forest that can help us. We get clean water from there to drink, we get good air to breathe.
We the women of Gitata, the owner of the Wonagisi forest. We hear that the forest can get all benefit. When our husband made a farm there, we plant pepper there that the area we can take our pepper from. And that the area we can use to go for snails, we always go there for fishing.
The Wonagisi forest is important to us, we the youth, because there where we go to hunt, to sell, send our children to school, support ourselves.
The Paris Accord marked a significant milestone in global effort to combat climate change. Liberia, as a party to this important international convention, in its commitment to this effort, submitted its intended nationally determined contribution INDC in 2015, in which we committed to reduce total greenhouse gas emissions by 50%. 6 years onward, Liberia in 2021 submitted a revised nationally determined contribution that represents a 10-year nationwide sectoral pledge for reducing the economic-wide greenhouse gas emissions by 64% below the projected business as usual level by 2030. These commitments are based on GHG mitigation targets across 9 key sectors, including forestry, agriculture, as well as cross-cutting targets for urban green. We believe that this is the time to support Liberia in preserving its forests. Now is the time to provide the right percentage that can guarantee sustainable development for the country.
We pride ourselves as Africa's oldest independent nation and host West Africa's important remains of evergreen and semi-deciduous forest biospheres. At the national scale, the inventory report shows that our forest hosts 153.45 tons of carbon per hectare. It is, therefore, our intention to maintain these forests in prime condition, and that is why we have outlined in our revised nationally determined contributions specific climate resilient and adaptation measures that we are determined to implement in order to guarantee the wellness of these global lungs. Liberia is determined to achieve the targets in the NDC using carbon market mechanism and other approaches, including cooperative approaches under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement.
The country has an ambition of protecting 30% of its forests and the rich biodiversity found therein.
The forests of Liberia, in addition to its unique biodiversity and conservation significance, contributes approximately 10% to the national economy and serves as an important source of income and livelihoods for more than a third of our population that lives in the forest areas. It is the fourth largest contributor to our economy, providing employment to more than 30,000, with 35% of them women. Recognizing the importance of the sector to our pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development, the government continues to make strides towards improving governance as well as addressing the drivers of deforestation and forest degradation and ensuring overall sustainable forest management. Liberia can strategically leverage the existing and emerging opportunities of climate finance for supporting sustainable forestry with development and co-benefits that can support poverty reduction and economic growth. Thank you very much.
The protection of the forest is of greater benefit to the communities in controlling the impact of climate change and expanding their options for livelihood.
Piso Wakoro Forest Reserve. If already been here, we used to make farm. We call wood, we call animal. Like monkey, reindeer, elephant. But when the people came, they said we should leave it to start killing those things. We should protect it. So we left it.
They should avoid going to the park and making sure that the protected animals are there and the species are there or whatever trees are there are all protected.
The mountain, they walk on mountain. I'm hunter. Sometimes I can take my living from there, but every day they will not do it again. My living is stuck. So we're asking the government to give us help to leave our children there future.
In Liberia, the forest is seen through several lenses. The government sees the forest as revenue, while the community see the forest as areas of their livelihood, supermarket, pharmacy, and farmland. Community also see the forest as heritage. As civil society actors, we see the forest as an asset that needs to be sustainably managed in ways to fulfill the needs of future and current generations. If Liberia's forest is protected through community-driven actions, the country wins, each of us wins, and the battle against climate change and the world is made a better place. Thank you.
The forests of Liberia are not only important for the people of Liberia, but they're also important for a global community that is grappling with climate change. And this is why UNDP and our partners are working with the government of Liberia and with other stakeholders to ensure that the country's forests are conserved, are protected, not just for the current generation, but for generations to come. We're here to support the government and the people to achieve Liberia's own development priorities and the Sustainable Development Goals.